Hi everyone, you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 7 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter exponents and square root. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is understanding exponents. Write the expression using an exponent. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. An exponent tells you how many times to use the base as a factor. So many times they are multiplying? They are multiplying 4 times, right? So you can write it as 3 exponent. That means 3 is used as 4 times. So the base is 3 and the exponent is 4. Let's just start with the test questions. Write the expression and exponent. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 like base as a factor of exponent 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. 3 exponent 4 it is. You write the using an exponent. 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 is multiplying how many times? 3 is multiplying 3 times. So you can write it as 3 exponent 3. Option number 1 is the correct. I don't know if that was for the x option number 2. So basically you can write it as 3 exponent 3. Write the expression using an exponent. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. It would be 4 exponent 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 4 exponent 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write the expression using an exponent. That is 2 times 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. It would be 2 times 2 exponent 2. Write the expression using an exponent. 3 times 3. So how do we write? That is 3 times 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. 3 square it is. Write the expression using an exponent. 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 times 6. That is 6 exponent 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Write the expression using an exponent. 2 times 2 times 2. So it will be 2 exponent 3. Option 2 is the correct option. Write the expression using an exponent. That is 4 times 4 times 4. That would be 4 cube. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is that is evaluations. Evaluate 7 square. An exponent tells you how many times its base is used as a factor. 7 square. 7 use 7 as a factor 2 times. So you have to do 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times. Start with the best questions. 7 square. So you have to do 7 times 7, that is 49. Option number 2 is the correct option. Next one is 6 square. So you have to do 6 times 6. You need to is how many how many times the exponent time. So you have to do 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option 1 is the correct option. Evaluate 2 square. So how do we evaluate? You have to do 2 times 2. That is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. 4 it is. Evaluate 2 cube. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 8. Evaluate 3 cube. So you have to do 3 times 3 times 3. So that would be 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 is 27. The correct option is 27. The correct option. 5 square. That is 25. Option number 2 is the correct option. Nine square. You have to do 9 times 9. So which is the correct option? That is 81. Option number 2 is the correct option. Where that is 3 times 3. 9 it is. Option number 2 is the correct. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Table exponents. Solve for q. Exponent q equals 27. So we need to find the value of q. An exponent tells its base is used as a factor. So 3q equals 27. Let's just 27. We can write 27 as 3 times 3 times 3, right? So we can write it as 3 exponent q equals 3 exponent 3. So the base is equal, then the exponents are also equal. So the correct option is q equals 3. That is q equals 3. Let's just start with the test question. Solve for q. 3 exponent q equals 27. So we can write 27 as 3 times 3 times 3, right? So 3 exponent q equals 3 exponent 3. That is q equals 3. The correct option is q equals 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Five exponent r equals 5 times 5. 5 exponent r equals 5 square. That is r equals 2. 2 is the that is 2. Solve for y. 2 exponent y equals 8. 2 exponent y equals 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 exponent y equals 2 exponent 3. Bases are equal. Exponents are also that is y equals 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Solve for y. 8 exponent y equals 64. That is 8 exponent y equals 8 times 8. That is 8 exponent y equals 8 square. So y equals to option number 1 is the correct option. 2 it is. Solve for w. 6w equals 36. So that is 6 exponent w equals 6 times 6. That is 6w equals 6 square. That is w equals. Option number 2 is the correct option. Nine exponent r equals. Nine exponent r equals 9 times 9. 9 exponent r equals 9 square. That is r equals 2. That is r equals 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is expo- negative 2 square 2, right? So you can evaluate it as negative 2 times negative 2, right? Multiplying a number 2 times the product is always positive. So that is 4. Let's just start with the test questions. Negative 2 exponent 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 makes 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 4 square. This negative sign is not with a 4, right? It is like this. So keep the negative sign as it is and evaluate 4 times 4. So negative 16 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. That would be negative 16. Evaluate negative 3 square. So you have to do a negative sign and then 3 times 3. Negative 9 it is. Option number 1. 2 is the correct option. That is negative 9. Four is in the bracket. That means you have to evaluate the cube of negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4. 4 times 4 is 16 and 16 times 4 is 64. Negative 64. Option number 1 is the correct option.